Paints Woodtech Melamyne is an acid-curing solvent-based 2-pack clear wood finish. It is specifically formulated as a protective and decorative coating for interior wooden surfaces. It provides excellent resistance to heat and stains. It is available in clear, matte and glossy variants and gold clear matte and glossy variants. Woodtech Melamyne Gold Clear offers an absolute clear finish with a superior anti-yellowing property. Product features: Asian Paints Woodtech Melamyne. Good lifetime. Melamyne coating lasts twice as long as Woodtech Touchwood and much longer than the local French polish. Good gloss retention. Melamyne Glossy has good gloss retention and keeps your furniture looking shiny for years. Resistance. Asian Paints Melamyne Glossy has moderate scratch, stain and heat resistance. Hardness. Melamyne Glossy has superior film hardness, making the product very durable. In addition to these features, Asian Paints Woodtech Melamyne Gold has anti-yellowing properties. Melamyne Gold Clear is specially formulated to resist yellowing of the film over the years. Product specifications. Coverage. The coverage rate is about 80 to 90 square feet per litre per coat. Method of application: spraying, brush and roll. Drying time: surface drying time 20 minutes. Tack-free time 2 hours. Recoating time 8 to 10 hours. Mixing ratio: mix both base and top coat with hardener in the ratio 9:1 by volume and thin it with 20 to 40% of Woodtech Melamyne spraying thinner for spraying and Woodtech Melamyne brushing thinner for brushing. Maturation time: leave the mixture for 30 minutes before application. Stability of thinned paint: use within 8 to 10 hours post mixing. Gloss level: 85% in gloss finish, 10 to 15% in matte finish. Application process. Before starting the application process, do ensure that you are wearing the necessary safety equipments. Start cleaning the wooden surface by sanding it with sandpaper number 180. Stain the wooden surface if required by following the recommended procedure and let it dry for 30 minutes. Do not sand the surface after staining. Mix Asian Paints Woodtech Melamyne sealer base with hardener in a ratio 9:1 by volume. And thin it with 20 to 40% of thinner. Allow the mixture to mature for 30 minutes. Apply 2 coats of the mixture on the surface by brushing or spraying with an interval of 5 to 6 hours of spraying and 8 to 10 hours of brushing between each coat. Once the surface is dry, do remember to sand the surface lightly with sandpaper numbers 320 or 400 in between each intermediary coat. Mix Asian Paints Woodtech Melamyne Clear Matte or Glossy Top Coat with hardener in the ratio 9:1 by volume and thin with 20 to 40% of thinner. Allow the mixture to mature for 30 minutes. Apply 2 coats of the mixture on the surface by brushing or spraying with the interval of 5 to 6 hours for spraying and 8 to 10 hours for brushing in between each coat. Once the surface is dry, do remember to sand the surface slightly with sandpaper number 320 or 400 in between each intermediary coat. Asian Paints Woodtech Melamyne versus competition. Butyl acetate test and NEK solvent test. This test is used to highlight the superior resistance of Asian Paints Woodtech Melamyne towards the chemicals like butyl acetate and MEK solvent, which are present in common household cleaners. The test result clearly shows that the competitor's surface is affected much more than the surface coated with Asian Paints Woodtech Melamyne. Stain resistance test. We compare the stain resistance of Asian Paints Woodtech Melamyne with its competitor product by first using ballpoint ink, followed by a permanent marker. We see that the stains are cleaned much more easily on the Asian Paints Woodtech Melamyne panel than on the competitor product panel. Cigarette butt test. We conducted the cigarette butt test on the panels coated with Asian Paints Woodtech Melamyne and its competitor by putting out a cigarette butt on each of the panels. This is done to check the impact of heat on the surfaces. We see that the burn mark left on the competitor panel is much more than that on the Asian Paints Woodtech Melamyne panel. Cross-cut adhesion test. A cross-shaped cut mark is made on each of the comparative product panels. And then we try to peel off the chipped paint using a masking tape. The panel coated with Asian Paints Woodtech Melamyne exhibits lower chipping and peeling, which clearly implies that Asian Paints Woodtech Melamyne has a much better adhesion than its competitor. Sheen test. The sheen level of a finished wooden surface is measured using a glossometer. The higher glossometer reading for Asian Paints Woodtech Melamyne denotes a higher sheen when compared to the competitor product. Application tips. A few useful tips that would give a better finish. Always mix the base and the hardener in glass, plastic or enamel containers. Refrain from using lesser than the recommended quantity of hardener, as that would lead to improper curing, leaving the surface soft and vulnerable. At the same time, do not add excess hardener, since the film can become brittle and crack. Stir the paint and the thinner mixture well prior to application. Avoid using over 150 grams per square meter of paint per coat, as that would lead to drying issues. Do not pollute Asian Paints Woodtech Melamyne with oil, varnish or the lights. Mix matte and glossy finishes to obtain desired sheen levels. Ensure that the storage and application is done in well-ventilated areas. The first coat of sealer should be more dilute than the second coat. That encourages better grain filling.